Becoming a leader is a challenging and often arduous journey, filled with numerous hurdles and obstacles to overcome, from building self-confidence and developing effective communication skills to managing conflicts and making difficult decisions. The path to leadership is fraught with challenges that require resilience and perseverance. Additionally, leaders must possess a broad range of qualities and competencies, including adaptability, strategic thinking, empathy, and the ability to inspire and motivate others. While leadership can be an incredibly rewarding experience, it takes a great deal of effort and dedication to develop the necessary skills and overcome the hurdles standing in the way of success. Welcome to Bear Luxury, where we show you the latest on all things that could become a factor on your journey toward success. Today, we'll look into one of these factors that hinders you from reaching your maximum potential: the fear of leading. Fear of accountability. The first one on our list is your fear of accountability. The consequences of having a leader with a fear of accountability can be far-reaching. Not only does it mean that progress cannot be made due to the lack of lessons learned from mistakes, but it also leads to an unwillingness to take risks and try new things. This stifles creativity, which is vital for growth and development. Furthermore, the individual may become overly authoritarian in order to control the situation. This type of behavior can lead to conflict between team members and create an atmosphere of distrust among those working together. If someone lacks accountability when leading, then they are not able to consider all possible outcomes or implications when making decisions. This makes them unfit for leadership, as they do not have the capacity or willingness necessary for successful decision-making. When you find yourself to be in a leading position someday, learn to call the shots and be confident. Face whatever your decisions lead to. Spinning stories to your favor. Leadership is an important skill and can be the key to achieving success. Leaders must be honest and trustworthy in order to inspire their team and win the respect of others. When leaders spin stories or attempt to manipulate facts in order to make themselves look better, they're not only damaging their credibility but also making themselves unfit for the position of leadership. This can create a distrust among followers that makes it difficult for them to believe anything the leader says and decreases their motivation. Without trust, there's no foundation for successful leadership. Thus, spinning stories or otherwise manipulating facts should never be done by a leader if he or she wants long-term success. Being a people pleaser. All of us might have been guilty of this next one, to some degree at least. People pleasers often struggle to make decisions that are in the best interest of their organization, as they are so focused on pleasing everyone. This can lead them to making decisions out of fear or insecurity rather than with confidence and conviction. Leaders need to be decisive and not second-guess themselves when making important decisions, as this will demonstrate their credibility as a leader. Additionally, when leaders try too hard to please everyone, they may miss opportunities for growth or innovation in their organization due to a lack of direction and clarity. Because, let's face it, humans never evolved to multitask, and if you're out and about having the intention of pleasing everyone you meet, then the only person you disappoint in the future is yourself. Lastly, people pleasers who don't take ownership of their decision-making processes may find it difficult to gain respect from their team members, which could ultimately hinder the success of the business. Escalating problems instead of solving them. Leaders must be able to show a level head in difficult situations and keep their composure. Diffusing problems is an essential skill for leaders, as escalating them can make the leader seem unhinged or unreliable. If a leader cannot control their emotions when faced with challenging circumstances, they are not likely to bring out the best in their team or foster an environment of success. Escalating instead of diffusing issues could also lead to further conflict and create distrust among team members. This would put the entire project at risk. Leaders should strive to remain calm in any situation and look for solutions that benefit everyone involved without making things worse. This is how a successful leader operates, and it's an invaluable trait that will ensure progress toward any goal. Credit grabbing. Credit grabbing is an incredibly damaging trait for a leader to possess. It demonstrates a lack of respect for the hard work and dedication that team members have put in, as well as an unwillingness to recognize their contributions. As such, it can lead to feelings of resentment from those under the leader's command, eroding trust and loyalty. Furthermore, credit grabbing makes leaders appear arrogant and self-centered, qualities that are antithetical to successful leadership. The best leaders are humble enough to give credit where credit is due, enabling teams to reach new heights together with enthusiasm and motivation. Leaders should strive to always not only take responsibility during tough times, but also celebrate successes with their team whenever possible. Remember, leading is about building other people and not just yourself. When was the last time you had an encounter with a boss or anyone who holds a higher office than you? What did you feel like? Share this with us in the comment section. You'll be surprised just how often it occurs, and that it happens to just about anybody. After sharing, we want you to burn that memory into your very being and promise yourself not to do it to anyone else no matter what. Trust us, you wouldn't want that in your conscience. It'll be like a shackle that will slowly engulf you. Deflecting blame. When a leader deflects blame instead of taking responsibility for their mistakes, it undermines their credibility as a figure of authority and makes them look untrustworthy. This can create an atmosphere of insecurity where team members are reluctant to speak up or question the decisions made by the leader. Moreover, deflecting blame sends out a message that failure is not acceptable and that no one is allowed to make mistakes, even if they're well-meaning ones. This kind of attitude stifles creativity, encourages conformity, and ultimately leads to stagnation in terms of productivity and innovation. In short, when leaders do not take ownership for their own mistakes, it shows that they lack integrity, which makes them unfit to lead. Fear of conflict. When an individual is afraid of conflict, they may be unable to make decisions that are necessary for the betterment of the organization. This fear can cause them to avoid difficult conversations and create a situation in which their team does not feel comfortable voicing their opinions or challenging ideas. In this way, leaders who have a fear of conflict can limit their own effectiveness and become unfit to lead, as they cannot effectively manage disagreements or differences among team members. Furthermore, when these conflicts are not managed properly, it can result in decreased morale and decreased productivity within an organization. Leaders must therefore face their fears of conflict head-on if they want to successfully lead organizations into success. They must learn how to handle disagreements with respect and open-mindedness while still being able to make firm decisions that will benefit everyone involved. By doing so, leaders with a fear of conflict can become effective managers and successful guides for those under them. Fear of conversations going southwards. When an individual is afraid of having difficult conversations or the consequences that may arise from them, they can hinder their ability to successfully lead. Fear of the unknown can be detrimental to managing people and situations. It creates hesitation and doubt when trying to take decisive action. People who are too scared to speak up in fear of rejection or criticism often struggle when put into positions of leadership, as it requires confidence and strong communication skills. It is essential for anyone wanting to achieve success through leading others that they face their fears head-on and learn to effectively communicate with those around them, even if there might be disagreement. Without this kind of courage and determination, progress will not be made, leaving any situation at a standstill without solutions being offered or explored. Inability to understand situations. Leaders must have the ability to think critically in order to effectively lead and make decisions. Without this skill, a leader may not be able to comprehend different perspectives or understand how their decision will affect those around them. This inability to recognize different situations can be extremely detrimental, as it prevents a leader from making informed choices that benefit their team or organization. Furthermore, if leaders are unable to identify potential pitfalls in certain scenarios, then they could potentially put themselves and others at risk of failure or harm. Understanding how one's decision may impact both short-term and long-term outcomes is essential for successful leadership, so having an understanding of various contexts is critical for anyone who wants to take on a leadership role. The me-first mentality. Having a me-first attitude can be detrimental in the workplace and is especially damaging for any leader. Leaders should always prioritize the needs of their team over their own needs, or else they will fail to be effective leaders. A me-first personality implies that the leader is only looking out for themselves, rather than considering how decisions will affect those around them. This type of attitude makes someone completely unfit to lead, as it shows a lack of consideration for others and an inability to manage effectively. If you want to succeed as a leader, then you must put aside your individual interests and focus on what's best for everyone involved. We hope that by watching our video, you find in yourself the spark of courage that will ignite your passion, unlocking your potential to lead. Just remember that leadership is as much about everyone else just as it is about yourself. That's all for today. Remember to subscribe to our channel and have access to more videos about growth, success, and everything else in between. See you in the next video.